Hello, everybody. This is a surprise. Didn't expect this to get announced today. A new Sonic game, Sonic Superstars.
Yeah, the first podcast type episode was supposed to be Drakengard. But not
but
Sonic had to show his stupid ugly face.
Sonic always takes priority.
Yeah, apparently.
But yeah, so like for a long time it had been rumored that there was a new 2D Sonic game in development. And well, everyone kind of expected it to be Modern Sonic just because that's what the rumors were saying. I was expecting it to be Modern Sonic. I was expecting a lot of different things, but then this kind of just popped up out of nowhere, and it's just a 2.5D classic Sonic game. It's basically Sonic 5, you know. That was just like a mind fuck.
Yeah, I know. I wonder how connected this will be to Frontiers, if it'll be connected to Forces and Mania with the Phantom Ruby. I have no idea. Maybe it'll just be a direct continuation off of Sonic 3, like because it's linked to Origins. There's just we know nothing about this.
Well, you know, to just jump right into the nitty-gritty details, on the website there's this story sort of brief thing, and it does say that the location that this takes place in is the North Star Islands, which, if you remember, for Frontiers, that was the Starfall Islands. It's pretty similar there. And
it's also, I think that's just kind of a naming scheme they're going with right now, while they're trying to keep some of the retro in there, because, you know, we've had South Island, Angel Island, and all that good stuff. So now there are multiple islands, so maybe, but
yeah,
hopefully they're not all just one environment.
You know, it could be. What if North Star Islands? What if that's just the name for the set of islands that North Island or South Island and West Side Island are a part of from Sonic 1 and 2?
Where's East Island? Where's East Island?
Well, yeah, that's what this game will take place on. It'll be East Island and North Island.
Yes,
or I guess
island that's not
side.
There, of course. This is confirmed as true as of June 8th, 2023. There will be two sets of islands in this game. I'm not making this up.
Yeah,
I hope this ages poorly.
Yeah. But
look at some of these screenshots.
Yeah, the game, it's kind of like, it looks like the art style looks very clean, but it also does not look the highest quality. It feels very like this is a cheaply made Generations mod or something.
It feels
made,
it feels like a fan game with high quality models.
Yeah.
Just like Sonic and crew, they all look great, I think.
I'm still iffy on the Generation style designs for classic Sonic and Tails. They're a little chunky, but they look good. They look better in this game, I will say.
I thought Tails looked best in Gens, but whatever.
I think they're just a little too fat and cutesy compared to their original designs.
They are, at least, from what I can tell from the screenshots and trailer, they're at least doing a lot with backgrounds. So there is going to be a lot of depth to it. It looked like from one of the parts of the trailer that you could go to different layers in the background. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be... I don't know how involved it will be, if it'll just be a spectacle thing.
Yeah. So far, like, going into the background, quote-unquote, just kind of feels like the 3D graphics version of stuff that they did in, like, the actual classic Sonic games. Because, you know, like, technically going through a loop in a classic Sonic game would put you on a back layer. So it looks like you're behind the loop after you go through it and stuff like that. I think it's just, like, a 3D kind of exaggerated version of that. I don't think it's going to be more than that, really.
Yeah, I am excited to see that. It looks like we're finally getting that 2D version of Seaside Hill.
Kinda.
This looks
You know
closer to
what?
Seaside Hill or Emerald Hill than Green Hill, at least.
It looks like Hilltop Zone. You know what it actually reminds me of? In Sonic before the sequel, actually, you know, a lot of Lake Feppard's fan games and even Spark the Electric Jester, all the first levels are like the green theme, but they're blue instead of like the orangey, brownish, tan colors of Green Hill Zone.
You see, why I say it's like Seaside Hill is because there's an evening variant. Ooh. We're getting some time changes here. I assume this will be an act by act thing, but like, yay, new colors. I'm glad they're doing that because Mania approved. We'll pay money to get different colored stages.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, I will.
This time they're included, so they can't have Encore as a DLC.
Oh please, the Mighty and Ray DLC will be coming later.
Oh yeah, I fully expect a Mighty and Ray DLC or something like that.
And if they don't, I will beg for it.
I wanna talk about what we've seen of the level design for a little bit. We just for context, in case we like reference things that you guys don't know, we did talk about this a little bit, you know, when it was announced, which was a few hours ago now at this point. But we're only just now getting the time to record it. But basically, what I think of the level design is that, like, overall, from what we've seen, it kind of looks fine. I am worried about it because I know for a fact it's not going to be Mania level quality level design. Especially with the fact that this is also 4-player co-op. I think Mania level design would actually be a nightmare with 4 players. But I don't know. I feel like with how fast the characters can run,
it could be a little like Zelda Four Swords, where the more players you have in, the more the levels change to account for that, and the puzzles will update. It could be something like that.
It could be. I don't think Sonic Team thought
as long as all the characters don't have to be on the same screen, will be golden. But I could see them doing that.
They probably will have to be on the same screen. Just, you know,
they'll announce we're bringing back the Knuckles Chaotix mechanic. Every time you fall off screen, you're bungeed back in, whether or not you like it.
Or it could be like Sonic 4 Episode 2, where one of the other players could just press a button and instantly teleport all the other players to them.
Yeah. That really shown too many stages here. Which is good, but it's mostly what I assume they're going to be early stuff because of how, at least assuming this is like later games where it kind of follows that slow rise from the natural environments to more machine or mechanical environments. This one straight up has a cyberspace level, and that's pretty cool. I haven't seen anything like that in a 2D game since Advance 2, I believe, unless Advance 3 had one.
I'm trying to think. I think Advance 3 does have something similar, but it's not exact.
Well, Technospace kind of fits that same aesthetic, even if it isn't fully cyberized.
Yeah.
Technospace hurts my eyes, though. This doesn't, so that's good. That's already a good start.
Yeah, the graphics, you know, I complained about them, but I do think they look pretty good. You know, like they're easy on the eyes. Everything's nice and bright and colorful. I like how the game looks overall. It's giving me Sonic Fan Remix vibes in a lot of ways, but just not as like they don't go like as hard with like the particle effects and stuff. So.
Yeah, I am seeing a lot of new stuff in the trailer because I've been watching it while we've been talking. But I am a little worried. I see a Death Egg robot, and a bad looking one at that. Oof.
It's not the Death Egg robot. It's totally different. It has like it's
big. It's wider.
It's wider, and the arms don't actually bend. It's just like straight armed with the freaking
but he has the same attack, so that's close enough to me. Fine enough, but Knowing this company, it could be a sign of things to come.
Well, based on, again, the website here, they are claiming all new settings, all new levels. In the description for the trailer, it says Sonic and friends are back with an all-new look. Join Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles and Amy Rose on an adventure that takes classic to another level. Team up with friends, master new powers from the Chaos Emeralds, and speed through all brand new zones. It feels like they're specifically saying that because of like the only backlash that Mania had,
Yeah.
being that there was there was hardly any brand new levels. Or there wasn't enough. They wish it was all brand new levels. So it seems like they're going for that. I am gonna argue that the blue level that we've seen is just Green Hill but blue, but that's fine.
You alive?
As long as all the other stages are like more new feeling, I think I'll be fine.
What the hell?
you know.
You just like blocked out there.
Huh?
No, your audio just cut out for a sec on the Discord
Oh.
call. It'll be fine on your end, but
I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I think so long as we get more new looking levels like the cyberspace looking level that we had and that forest level with the grind rails, then I think I'll be fine.
There's also this one with some huts in the background, so I don't know if that's part of the same level or if it's different, but that looks interesting.
This is technically the first Sonic game in 13 years where all the level themes will be original.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Unleashed. Why did you have to be so long ago?
Colors.
Okay, well,
Colors
Unleashed was
was
the
the
last
last
good one.
game. Hey, Colors is good. Fuck you.
Hey,
I'm not gonna have this argument with you again. Colors is good.
Colors Ultimate is going to be a depressing playthrough. I'm just gonna say that now.
Okay, so I guess we should
Audio
maybe.
hiccups aside.
it's fine. I guess we should maybe talk about the new main gimmick of this game, which is the Chaos Emerald powers.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. They weren't really showing off too well in the trailer.
Yeah.
Other than like the one where it looked like you could be these flying things, it was weird.
Oh no,
the powers looked a little underwhelming, if you ask me.
Yeah, the Chaos Emerald powers I thought looked lackluster. That thing where they're like the squids with the voxel art, I think that's just a stage gimmick though. Yeah.
Shoot, what else was there then? There was being able to run on walls. I don't and go up water. I guess that was weird.
I think the running on walls, I think you'll actually be able to do that on your own. Maybe it'll be like a Sonic exclusive thing that he can do. Like that's how he gets alternate paths or something in this game. But the like water thing, it looks like you can climb waterfalls.
It looks like a wisp.
It does, because like when Sonic touches the water, he turns into like this little glob with Sonic spikes. And it's like,
Also,
yeah, that's a wisp power.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if how much you paid attention to the special stages, like the 3D ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those are going to be interesting. It looks like you're in a weird space with orbs everywhere you can lock onto and do a swing from. Kind of like it looks like a grapple beam in like a 3D Metroid game or something.
Or to keep it Sonic related, Sonic Boom. Anyone? The Enter Beam? Does anyone remember that?
Boom. I didn't play Sonic Boom.
Well, you watched the show. It was in the show.
Was it?
Yeah, like twice.
I can't tell if this is an Emerald special stage or not. I can't tell if it's an Emerald at the end or if it's something different.
The thing at the end,
because there are because they also have the Sonic 1 special stages in here, so I don't know what those are for.
Yeah,
maybe these
honestly,
are mini games.
I have no clue. I'm willing to bet the Sonic 1 special stage is gonna be like the special or like the checkpoint bonus stage for this game, and then the 3D one will be like the actual special stage. But I might be wrong about that, because in the 3D special stage you said you didn't know what they were going for. It looks like the gold tokens from Mania that you get from Blue Sphere.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So maybe it is the other way around, but if that's the case, then that's a lame special
Also,
stage to just bring the Sonic 1 ones
Yeah.
in.
I don't know if you could see it, but in the beginning when Sonic's doing that constant transition between 2D and 3D, at one point you can see Fang's eyes start peeking out of behind a tree.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fun little
That-
detail. They don't show us 3D model though in RIP.
But they're waiting for that. Speaking of Fang, though, the website says, oh no, it's not the website. The website does not say it. Actually, it's in the description of the trailer on YouTube. It says, speed through all brand new zones on your way to take down Dr. Eggman, in parentheses, and co. So at first, I thought that just meant Eggman and Fang, since Fang was featured in the trailer. But on Twitter, people have found people were given the press release for Sonic Superstars. And one of the things that is included on this, let me see if I can find the specific quote. Okay, here it is. In the key features section of the press release, which for people that don't know, a press release is just a pretty much text document that Sega would send to like news outlets when they announce a game. But the press release says, play as your fan favorite characters Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy to take on Eggman and old nemesis Fang and their nefarious schemes. Sonic designer Naoto Oshima is also back with a new character that Sonic and his friends will have to face. So there's going to be a brand new villain designed by Naoto Oshima, which is like...
Damn, I assume we're not going to have Sonic or Metal Sonic in this, and that's sad.
Okay, well, you say that, but like Sonic Generations, Sonic 4 Episode 2, and Sonic Mania, and Sonic Forces all have a Metal Sonic fight.
I suppose. I feel like they just would have shown it. Oh well.
Yeah. I mean, Metal
We'll
Sonic
see.
might still appear. I kind of hope he doesn't, because it lend to this game feeling more unique. I am very excited to see Naoto Oshima's new character, though. I feel like that's gonna
Yeah,
he's gonna
hot
be really
off
fucking
of
cool.
fucking Balan Wonderworld, so
Yep.
hopefully something good.
Yep, Yuji
He needs
Naka
a-
gets arrested and they announce a good Sonic game. And Naoto Oshima's back with Sonic for the first time in years.
Shit. I just want to say real quick, a little bit of negativity here. I think Sonic Superstars is a shitty title.
Yeah, I agree.
I hate it. I don't like it. I don't know if it's real or not, but apparently there's like a working title of Sonic Orion or something, and that sounds way better.
Yes, that was a real thing. It was like a beta, not screenshot, like a beta concept render thing.
I get that they want to show off that this is a co-op game, that you're supposed to play as all Sonic's shitty friends, but why the fuck did they rip off Kirby?
Okay, Kirby's not even what I think about. What I thought about, because like I was at work when this got announced, and I just glanced at my phone and see like 20 tweets that say Sonic Superstars, and I'm sitting here thinking like, what, did they announce like Sonic and Sega Superstars Tennis coming to modern consoles?
Yeah, this name fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Even Sonic Rangers was better than this.
Well, Sonic
Yeah.
Rangers, I think Sonic Rangers will arguably be a better title for Sonic Frontiers once the DLC for that comes out and there's like multiple characters to play as.
I suppose, but Frontiers is still just a cool ass title. It works.
You know what I don't like about Frontiers' name? It's the second game in a row that they released, Sonic Team Mainline 3D Sonic game, that has an F word as the subtitle. And I don't know, for a while there I was mixing up Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Forces. Just the name.
I do that too.
Yeah. But Yeah, I like.
How do you think
Frontiers
the
as well.
characters are going to control? You think they're going to control exactly the same?
Okay,
It's like,
so
I wonder if they're going to make specifically. I wonder if they're going to change Tails, because if they want this to be 4-player, I don't think they want to have one easy mode character. I think that would affect the game.
okay,
So
they don't have one easy mode character because Amy's also an easy mode character.
you assume we haven't actually seen it yet.
And
All we have
Knuckles
is a
can
single trailer.
glide
So why do you assume Amy's in easy mode?
because you can just spin her hammer infinitely. That's what they showed in the trailer. You can do it midair, and it pretty much it looks like it tears through enemies. She
God,
can do
I
it on
hope
the
this
ground.
ages poorly.
She can do it on the ground while she's freaking sprinting at top speed, so it's basically like a boost button. Just makes her invincible. She's like this game's Nabbit from New Super Mario Brothers, who's just completely invulnerable to all things. Kind of like Mighty, if you want a Sonic example. He's kind of like Mighty from Sonic Mania.
Yeah, but Mighty was at least fun. So hopefully this reaches that.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be fun. But you were talking about how I think the characters will control. I think this will control. I think they probably just ripped the player movement code straight out of Sonic Origins for this.
I don't know, because that is the retro engine, so it may run a little differently.
Well, the rumor is that this game is using the retro engine
That would be
tandem
interesting.
with Hedgehog engine, which Sonic Origins did do. It is.
That would be interesting, because then we'll have it control even better than Generations did, which, like, Generations is fine, it's just different and still inferior.
Yeah, I mean.
So maybe it's not fine. Generations sucks. Worst game ever.
Damn.
Heroes for to win.
Heroes doesn't have classic Sonic in it. It's a terrible game.
Are there any zone gimmicks you want to see, or any zone archetypes, like any environments you want to see? 'Cause
Okay.
I want to see the return of a haunted zone, like something like
agree.
Hang Castle. Like
Yes.
the last time we had anything like this was Cryptic Castle, whatever the fuck's it called. Whatever the fuck it's called in Shadow, and it sucks.
Actually,
I want to return to it.
I think technically Sonic Rivals 2, though you probably never played that. So
So it doesn't exist. But like, if they just rip the entire like SA2 Pumpkin Hill graphic style and a lot of that art, I'd probably cream my pants.
Yeah.
They wouldn't, but like I want a return of that so badly. It'd be great.
Yeah. It's hard because like I want a haunted house type theme too, but for the most part I just want stuff that we have never seen before, so it's hard to describe like what I would want. But if I'm going back to previous zones for inspiration, that's a toughie. Maybe
I'd like to see or like a lava level returning. I think would be cool.
a lava level would be good. I was thinking also like an underwater Eggman base or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Like
we could call it aquatic base.
That already exists. Ooh,
And you can have this
or-
section where you walk on a ball over a bottomless pit, and there's lasers, and it controls poorly. I like this.
Yeah.
Sega, hire me, please.
I think there's a game just for you out there somewhere. Maybe with
Ooh,
a
and
6.
I'll bet I'll be recording it. Hint, hint.
But I think like another zone theme that I'd really love to see that I don't think we'll get one like this because it would kind of just be straight ripping off colors, but the Japanese themed, just a Japanese theme for a world.
I wonder if that jungle level with the huts might do that. It almost feels evocative of
Kinda.
that, you know?
Yeah, kinda. That, by the way, speaking of the jungle level, so I've always had my own idea for how I would make Sonic 4 Episode 3, right? And one of the things that I always thought about was just like, oh, they probably would have had automated rail grinding segments and they looked exactly like my
I
head.
forgot. I forgot about those. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Sonic Rush, the one thing I didn't want to see return. I guess Advance as well.
See, but this looks better though, because I'm imagining how it looks like it controls, to me at least. It looks like it controls like the rail grinding in Freedom Planet 2, which I don't know if you ever played that yet.
Not yet.
The rail grinding in that, it basically is just you kind of automatically are moving forward. It's basically like in classic Sonic, if it automatically held right for you during the speed sections. You know,
Yeah.
it's sort of like
real
that, but
quick-
you have like the freedom to like jump between rails and platform and do some
Real
cool
quick,
stuff like
I
that.
just want to list one more zone I want to see before I bring up another topic. Space Zone, I think would be cool.
Ah, yes, finally going
Space
back
Theme
to
Zone?
space.
We had Death Egg, but like, it just doesn't do it enough. Something like Final Chase or Final Rush or Final Chase, I think would be really cool. Where you're just straight up in space. We know we can breathe in space, so do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, just bring back the Space Colony arc. Just remake Adventure
Yeah.
2, but make it closer to
In-
Adventure 1, and then we'd be talking.
Adventure 2 is better. Anyways, no. Don't argue.
Anyways,
there's a new
quick
Sonic
topic
game.
shit. Oh,
Hold on, I'm talking now. Shut up. I wanted to say that like what I would kind of like to see. I don't think this will happen because I do kind of expect them to pull a Sonic Colors and have a bunch of like quote unquote filler acts. But I do kind of hope that like the main levels, or like the main acts, I guess you could call them, sort of have like some sort of visual storytelling going on. So for example, like in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, every world in that game has like some sort of progression in the level elements that tell a story. So like there's one level where you start off and it's pretty standard stuff. There's a lot of fruit going around everywhere. There's like treadmills and stuff. And then by the time you get to the last level in that world, or like in the midway point, they're like juicing the fruits. Like the fruits in the background are like getting juiced, and those become like water platforms that you can swim through and stuff like that. And then when you finally get to the end of that world, it's like the fruit is being frozen, so it's now kind of like an ice level, but it's with gigantic ice cream. I kind of want to see something like that. Not to necessarily that extreme, and I don't even think that this game will do that at all. But I'd like to see something like that where like you see from Act 1 to like Act 3 or whatever, there's some kind of progression in the world.
Even if it's just, I'd also like to see like transitions within the act itself, kind of like in Sonic 3, where like in Angel Island, at one point it's fine, later on it's on fire, or Mushroom Hill, where you get season changes as you go through for the weather machine.
Yeah,
I think would be
that
cool
stuff.
too.
That stuff would be awesome, and I think that more of that flavor of like
even
visual
something more
storytelling.
subtle, like Lava Reef Zone in Sonic Mania, where you start off below, but then you can go up on top into the volcano surface on the top. You know?
Yeah, like that kind of stuff is awesome. I really hope we see that. I'm not expecting it because the levels do kind of just look like they're floating in the sky. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, even compared to something like Sonic Forces Classic Sonic, like those levels, they were still completely flat 2D planes the entire time. But those levels, they were like at least attached to the ground and they felt like a part of the world that's in the background. This, not so much, but if the level design here is better than that, then I won't really care too much. But this is just like art style decisions that they made. It's not a big deal.
To bring up a question I think that will be on everyone's mind, who do you think is going to be composing the game?
That's a good question, because Otani earlier today was like, oh, I'm working on the next chapter or whatever. But like I want T-Lopes for
Dude,
classic Sonic.
With how much work he put into the Frontier soundtrack, these games were definitely developed at the same time. They're like every single whenever you collect an emerald in Frontiers, you get a new piece added to the music, a new movement, and every single movement has like 8 minutes worth of individual music tracks. I refuse to believe he worked on Frontiers and this at the same time. Especially based on the trailer music, I'm thinking it's T-Lopes.
I can agree. My dream combo would be T-Lopes and Jin Senoi. I think that would be
after
amazing.
the tracks they did together on Sega
Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah.
That
would be amazing. Hell, just even bring in some of those tracks. They finally get they just bring in what is it, Night Castle or something.
Yeah,
and they just bring that in and just use that for the level track. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think that kind of, it'd probably be more of a chill vibe kind of soundtrack. That's what I'm imagining based on the gameplay. It looks just like a very chill, hang out with your buddies kind of game.
Every track has the same energy as the Emerald Coast. Yeah, that
from
Emerald Coast Act 1.
Specifically Emerald Coast Big.
No, I meant the first track for Sonic's level. That's pretty chill.
Yeah.
See,
stuff
we
like
can
that
have
would
that,
be really
and
good.
then we can also have the vocal version, but in a game.
Yeah, I've been listening to the vocal version of Emerald. Actually, I was thinking of Green Hill. The vocal version of Green Hill I don't like that much, but the vocal version of Emerald Coast I love.
So, it's perfection.
It's amazing. But yeah, I'm excited that it's like an entirely original game.
I know. God, I hope this is good, and I hope it's longer than 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's $60. It's gotta be.
Unless, I get that
game.
they're making all these characters, and you gotta design stages for all of them. But come on, replayable character. With what happened with Metroid Dread, for as how perfect of a replayable game that was, people still complained. Sega's gotta know.
You know what? I talked about how I expect there to be filler acts. I'm now also thinking, because in Origins, they added these missions, which are character specific. Into those games.
Probably have those returned.
I think the way I'm imagining it, there's like some kind of world map, and then the main acts will be like the big nodes on the world map, but then branching off from each of the big main acts will be like smaller acts, and they might have like an icon for what character is optimal for it, or what character you have to play as, or whatever. I think that would actually be fine. I think like filler content, I keep calling it filler content, but I think that sort of like content would actually lend itself really well to a game like this, where it's already very simple. So like having even more simplified stages just as extra content, I think that'd be fine. Sorry, but based on the trailer, I do expect there to be acts like that, because we saw like just some weird freaking gimmicks in this game. So
I tried checking if the Steam page is up, and I typed in Sonic Super, and it gave me fucking Senran Kagura.
Yeah. I saw that too, and I'm like, man.
I'm like, these franchises couldn't be further apart, but I think Steam's telling me something here. I'll buy some more Senran Kagura.
Oh, I meant to bring this up earlier, but since you brought up trying to pre-order it, or trying to bring up the store page or whatever, I originally thought that this might be a freaking digital only game, but it has been confirmed that it will have a physical version. So
Cool. Physical
that's
Switch, and then I'll actually get the Xbox version for playing because I think we all know that the Switch version will be unplayable.
I mean, I don't know. I think the Switch version of Forces is
I'll let
fine.
you know how the Switch version of Origins is in like 12 days when I get it, but I'm not looking forward to it for this game because
Yeah, I mean,
boy,
I
Sonic
bet on Switch
the
it'll be...
Nintendo Switch made me hate Sonic Colors.
Yeah,
That takes a lot to do.
That's fair. Yeah, when Colors Ultimate came out, by the way, just people in the audience, Daniel and I here were in our dorms together at college, and I was like watching him play Colors Ultimate, and it would just keep crashing at this specific part on on Starlight Carnival.
I'm sure it's fixed.
Progress.
I'm sure it's fixed, but I haven't played since.
I wouldn't be too sure.
I haven't beaten that game. I refuse to.
I wouldn't be too sure that it's fixed because it is Colors Ultimate. They did kind of just abandon it. So, I don't know. Maybe it's fixed. I don't know. I don't care. Colors Ultimate is bad.
At least we agree there.
Yeah.
Now something else that's being new, that's going to be new to these islands, is some big animals. I don't know what all that's going to do because so far all we've seen is a spectacle moment of one of them jumping over Sonic.
The freaking the Badnik whale. It looks like a freaking Sonic Heroes style Badnik because of the eyes.
That's
if you look at it, it's like, oh yeah, that reminds me a lot of how all the Badniks looked in freaking Generations and stuff like that. Yeah. I kind of like that. We've never. This is like this and another thing. This might actually end up being a boss because later in the trailer we saw like a big bug thing that was fighting Knuckles and Tails. This might end up being a boss, but I really like how the bosses are designed. I am disappointed that it seems like the Badniks are just going to be the Sonic 1 and 2 stuff again. Because it's just crab meats, buzz bombers, the bats from Marble Zone.
Yeah, at least bring back Bubbles. I want Bubbles.
Yeah, I was really kind of expecting new Badniks.
Who knows? I'm guessing this is going to be early stages.
Yeah.
And since the first stage is just Green Hill with different colors, we can be hopeful.
Yeah, we haven't.
I'm still cautious about this game, but I would like to be hopeful about something.
There is hope because we haven't seen Motobugs yet, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
I bet Slicers will be in here somewhere though. That's guaranteed.
What about Shellcrackers with broken hitboxes too?
Yeah, you know what? All the stages are just going to be recolors, and they'll treat them like new stages, but they'll just be recolors. We'll get like a red Mad Gear. Oh wait, that's just the one stage from Mania.
Look, guys, we're bringing back. We're bringing back stages from Sonic 4. Aren't you happy?
The Splash Hill Zone. Yeah, this
could be Sylvania Castle. That's at least a unique looking zone. That's about it.
Fucking imagine you get to like the 5th zone in the game and it just says Splash Hill and it loads in and it's freaking just the freaking Green Hill graphics from Generations. It's like, oh, why? You lied to us.
Complete without even the good version of the Splash Hill music.
Yep, it'll just be the original, like the Wii version, not even the 360 version.
There's a Wii version?
Yeah, the Wii has like the 360 PS3 versions of Sonic 4, they have MP3 files for all the music. They're too big to fit on the Wii because all WiiWare games had to be a certain size.
Right.
So instead of using MP3s, they used sequenced music. So it's pretty much like how the Genesis games did music.
Is that better or worse?
some tracks, people will argue which soundtrack is, or which version of the soundtrack is better. I think some tracks are clearly better, some tracks are clearly worse, but you just have to listen to the Wii versions.
I gotta listen to this after we're done.
Yeah. But since we're talking about music, I know
Does it have this
usually
for episode 4 or episode 2 as well?
What was it?
Is this for episode 2 as well, or just episode 1?
Well, episode 2 is not on Wii, so
Okay.
yeah, all Wii
Sorry,
users
Wii
got
players.
screwed over with episode 2. I remember that being a big like controversy, and that's probably why that game didn't sell as well, to be honest. But
Oh no, because fans knew what was coming.
well, no, like the Sonic 4 episode 1 sold like 1 million copies. Sonic 4 episode 2 only sold like 700,000 or something. I think the Wii, if they had a Wii version, it would have made up that difference.
Perhaps.
Because the Wii was still like a very popular system, especially for like those kinds of like platformer fans and stuff. But since we were talking about the music, I know that usually with these sorts of things, the trailer music is not representative of the final game music, except for Frontiers and I think the Final Forces trailer, which just used the main themes of the game. But like for like Mania and stuff, they use like just Hyper Potions music, and then for Origins they did just some generic sounding techno music. This sounds more like generic techno sounding music. I hope it is, because I don't want the soundtrack to sound like the trailer music. I didn't like it. I didn't like the music in the trailer.
Hi, cat. You're not supposed to be in here. What? They should just use the one of the remixed versions of the Sonic 3D Blast theme.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I could listen to that shit all day.
You know what?
Especially the Generations version. I love it.
I expect if Jun Senoue has any involvement in the soundtrack here, I do expect some musical references at least to some of his previous work, because like Sonic Adventure
Reference Heroes, that is, but not Seaside Hill, please.
Oh, it will be. In the main theme of this blue level here, it'll have its own melody, but then it'll kick into like the Ocean Palace theme or something. Like
actually,
2
you know what?
seconds.
I had an epiphany. Fuck all the other levels I wanted to see. Bring back Grand Metropolis or something like that. I want a high-tech futuristic city that's cool and not forces.
Not forces. Hey, if you actually like stop and look at the
Oh, it looks
backgrounds
great. It looks great, but it ain't fun.
Yeah.
Sorry,
well,
it's fun for about 2 seconds, and then you beat the stage.
that is just forces in a nutshell. You know?
Cat. No. Fuck. Yeah.
Eat the
Out
cat.
of here.
Eat the cat.
I might. You're stepping on my artwork. I paid good money for those prints.
So do you expect like any like secret playable characters other than Mighty and Ray, which will probably be DLC, like we talked about? Do you expect like any secret playable characters?
Perhaps the
to
new
unlock?
character and maybe Fang. It'd be really cool if Eggman was a playable character, but
Yeah.
we'll just have to see. I'm sure people expect Shadow. People would love to see Shadow, but that's just a no.
Yeah. After I had my expectations kind of let down here, just because with Mania and Mania Plus, that's like a classic Sonic game with 5 playable characters. I was kind of expecting at least that amount for the base game of whatever came after Mania. And this is whatever came after Mania, pretty much. I guess Origins, technically, but this is the first new game, classic Sonic, after Mania. And I was kind of expecting them to just take Mania and up the ante from there. But clearly this is not being made by the same team. So, I don't know. I think it's confirmed that Sonic Team are the ones making this, and not anyone else that we would expect. Not even Headcanon, who helped with Sonic Origins. Which is kind of sad.
For the cat in my room, she just keeps coming back.
It's fine. But it is kind of sad that we don't get, like... this isn't actually, like, a Mania 2 event or anything, technically. Though I am happy that Sonic Team is actually treating a classic Sonic game like a full-on mainline title. Because, for the longest time, I think in Sonic Team's eyes, Classic Sonic was just like the side event. And even though like they named a game Sonic 4, that was a mobile project that got named Sonic 4 just for publicity pretty much. For a game like Sonic 4, it should have been like a full budget mainline 2D Sonic game, which technically this game is Sonic Superstars.
This is completely different from what you've been talking about, but Inugami Korone retweeted it. So if there's another collaboration DLC with her, it better not be JP exclusive, or I'm gonna be pissed.
Someone on Sonic Team.
You don't know how bad I wanted that. It looked like so much fun. It looked like to be annoying really fast, but you don't understand. I want a game with Korone sounds.
They're
just so dumb and random.
Someone on Sonic Team. I'm not ignoring you. Fucking let me talk. Jesus.
No.
Someone on Sonic Team clearly loves that VTuber, because if they do another freaking DLC for this game with that VTuber, I will freaking cry, because I hate VTubers.
They don't even have to like her. She just started playing the games, and it just really worked out, and they ended up being popular streams. And they're good streams. You should watch.
I do remember seeing clips, and it just being kind of annoying to me. But I'm not a VTuber person. Don't hate me, please. In the comments.
I hate him. He's an uncultured swine.
Hey,
Korone fans, rise up for the best doggo.
Well, I guess we were technically talking about the game, but back on the actual game here. This is kind of superficial, but since Sonic Generations, they've just been using the Generations style Green Hill Zone artwork for all their like backgrounds on literally every like promotional product ever. Do you think now they will start using this new zone instead? Because they got nice new artwork of it on the website.
Only if it does well.
True. I mean, it does. It's just the same kind of vibe, but it's like
seriously, this game better be really fucking good, or the critics are gonna eat into it.
No, I predict that this game will review just fine. I think it's just gonna be...
Colors Ultimate reviewed fine, and I don't know how.
Did it? Hold on.
It did. It got mostly 7 out of 10s. They got the same as Frontiers.
Yeah.
Would you call Frontiers the same quality of Sonic Colors Ultimate?
I mean, some would. Let's see.
Frontiers is fun. Colors Ultimate is not.
Yeah, you can't really, for like a lot of games, you can't really trust the critic score. You can only really trust the user score usually, which Sonic Colors Ultimate has a 6.4 on Metacritic for users, and a 7.4.
Still too high.
I would argue yes, it is still too high. I think 6 at the highest for Colors Ultimate. But
I'd sit at a 4 personally.
See, at a 4 would be like 06 for me.
06 is a 2. 06 is so broken. I'm going like off of what like mouse scores and how the system's actually supposed to work. A 5 is just fine. There's nothing really that good. It's nothing that bad. Okay. So 5 is like the boring tier. It's like you don't want to be in 5. You're too boring. 4 is straight up bad. 4 is when you start getting bad.
Yeah, that's why Sonic 06 is there.
Sonic 06 is in too, man. You can't get Sonic 06 is pretty bad. It is definitely a worse game technically than Colors Ultimate, but like it's not as boring.
I don't know. I do agree 06 is a bad game. But there's like so many like incredibly worse games that exist.
Shadow is a 1 if you were wondering.
Shadows. Yeah. Okay, I'll put
Don't disagree.
I'll put Sonic 06 at a 3, and I'll put Shadow at a 4.
Oy.
They're guilty pleasures. What can I say?
You can't call Shadow better than Sonic 06, though.
Yeah, you can. It's at least polished.
Oh, it's polished, and somehow it's even less fun.
I disagree. I think it's more fun.
Oh, shit. Oh, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole. We're not going to talk about the game.
Yeah, we're not talking about the actual Sonic game that we're here to talk about, but I kind of expected this to happen. Oh, well.
It's getting heated. Oh.
Yeah.
Fighting gloves are off. Or fighting words were said. I don't fucking know.
We kind of discussed this off recording earlier, but what do you actually like agree with me that we might be able to switch the graphic style on the fly, like between pixel art and
shoot, yeah, we haven't brought that up at all.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
I think it's very possible that it's a thing.
It is possible, but they never. I feel like they would have shown it as like a full feature. I could understand though if they wanted to keep it secret as well. Because they spent so much time in that trailer showing Sonic flip through the two.
Yeah.
But my one counter is he was flipping through the new stage and just Emerald Hill.
Yeah.
So not even a new version, like a pixel version of that stage.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the Sonic 2 sprites.
I see where you're coming from, and I agree there. But you know, usually a lot of times, at least lately, they've been saving like the main gimmick for like the whatever the Sonic game is for like the second trailer or like whatever the middle trailer is between announcement and release.
Yeah,
you know?
They did make a new sprite for Fang though. So
yeah, they have a new sprite for Fang. And the trailer does end with the same pixel art 3D sort of split
transition. There. It would be cool though if they had it. Definitely make up enough for the art style for me if it's got to easily switch between the two.
Mm-hmm. The only other than like the stuff in the trailer, the only reason that I think that this is actually a possibility is because it's fairly obvious that this game is using the retro engine, at least for the gameplay. But it wouldn't cause, because like, you know, Sonic Team worked on Sonic Origins, and they obviously have access to that engine, and Amy's clearly like either ported to Origins from Superstars or vice versa, whatever. It's clearly using retro engine. It wouldn't cause that, unless it's on Switch maybe, but like it wouldn't cause that much of a graphical like issue if both pixel art and the 3D graphics are running at the same time and you can just switch between them on the fly like that.
I mean, yeah, Halo, just look at the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen how instantly it switches, but it is literally a single button press.
Exactly.
Now, I think one thing to be a little concerned about is this would have obviously been developed at the same time as Frontiers.
Yep. So
I assume a lot of the technical issues, despite how long Frontiers took to be made, I think might be this is speculation, but they might be attributed to this game. So I really hope that that Frontiers didn't walk so this game could run.
Yeah.
Because depending on the quality of this game, I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I'm like, well, shit, I wish they never made Origins or this and just put all their resources in the Frontiers. But we'll see.
It's like...
It just depends on how good this is and how much better Frontiers is after all of its updates are finished.
I'm hoping at least for, you know, at the very, like, worst case scenario, I'm hoping that this is more of just like a Colors generation situation where Colors originally started as just a Wii version of Generations, which is some deep lore for Sonic development. But I think Generations probably suffered from having part of the team cut off to go make Colors, while Generations, which was the big 20th anniversary game. So somewhat I kind of wish that it was only Generations that got made, but I also like Colors well enough, so it's hard to retroactively be like, man, I wish this game didn't get made.
Yeah. Well, it's like, do you wish that Sonic and the Secret Rings was never made, so we could have a better 06?
Yes, actually. Like, that's the extreme version of the situation here that I'm talking about. I think 06 greatly suffered from Secret Rings existing.
Yeah.
And Secret Rings...
It sucks, though, because I like Secret Rings a lot.
I like Secret Rings. I don't like it to the point where I would have traded, a flawless version of 06 for it, because like Project 06, I know Sonic 06 probably wouldn't have turned out as good as P06 is turning out, but like Project 06 is like my new favorite 3D Sonic game at this point. It's like Secret Rings I like, but if it meant sacrificing the best 3D Sonic game in my opinion, then I would rather not have it.
Mm-hmm.
But like with Frontiers and this, Frontiers clearly was like the bigger focus, I want to say, because this game does feel very low budget. So I think
like the main thing I can think of is, again, the lack of dynamic cameras from Generations. I think the biggest tell.
Yeah, I mean, people have,
maybe if the pixel switch is true, then I can fully understand it, because that would be impossible to switch between the two like that on the fly. But if that isn't there, then I'm going to assume they just got lazy on it, and it's a real shame, because I would really love to see some of those transitions. They look great. They have made Generations age so incredibly well compared to most other 3D Sonic games.
Yeah, I agree.
To me, the only other contender being like Unleashed, as those two games look like they could have come out recently.
Yeah, Sonic Generations and Unleashed.
They blow Forces and Frontiers out of the park, I think, and what they can achieve graphically,
and just in terms of like gameplay, because like I think the 2D level design utilizing the 3D space, it really added to a lot of the levels' different layouts, because in like the biggest example I can think of is Sky Sanctuary Classic. You have pathways that are overlapping each other and like zigzagging through this 3D environment. It feels like a 3D level, but it's clearly a 2D gameplay style, and it just feels incredible. It really lends to the game's exploration factor, which like 2D sections in Forces and Frontiers, they don't have like exploration really at all.
Right.
The exploration in Frontiers is just, here's a big open realistic environment, have fun, I guess. Which there is merit to just having a big sandbox to run around in, but like these are like Sonic exploration. When I think of it, I'm thinking of like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then immediately after that I'm thinking of the 2D levels in Generations. It's just like, it feels incredibly designed in that way. I think this game can achieve that in the more Sonic 3 and Knuckles way. I don't think it will. I think the levels here will probably feel more like Sonic 2. But we'll have to wait and see on that, obviously.
It depends. I mean, who are the level designers on Mania? Do we know who specifically did the levels? If it was anyone from Sonic Team, was it purely the Mania team?
It was definitely someone on the Mania team. Because they were like really well known. Let's see here.
Because like, I I haven't played any fan game with a level design as close to Sonic 3 as Mania has. So like even as close as like Pepper gets, it's still has different enough settings. Now this may be because of Sonic Team's input to help make it feel closer, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Trying to find.
Could just be in like the design portion. I don't know if designer would be in the same. Would be the same.
It might be. Let's maybe look at designer. I'm just gonna design. Google. Apparently, it's just.
All right. Well, as far as designers goes, these are all. None of them are. I'm gonna assume none of them are.
Yeah, the only Sonic team, the only Sonic Team involvement with Mania was Iizuka overseeing the project. That is flat out just all the involvement Sonic Team had. Iizuka himself has gone on record to say he didn't think anyone would want a retro art style Sonic game. But then Mania was successful, and now I think Sonic Team is like, oh, we need to make our own classic Sonic stuff, and that's why they were the lead on Sonic Origins, and now they are solely the developers of Sonic Superstars. I feel like there may be some jealousy there between the Mania team and Sonic Team, but I don't know, because I feel like if there wasn't
Jun
jealousy,
Sonoe worked on it. I guess he's not part of Sonic Team, but apparently he's an audio engineer.
Yeah, he did something with freaking Mania. I'm not sure. I don't think his involvement was that big, because I know T-Lopes was the lead composer, and then someone else refined the tracks, and I forget the name of that person, and they're not listed on the Wikipedia page, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not expecting a lot from the level design. I'm just hoping that the level design is at least on the level of like some of the levels in Sonic 2, you know. I'm not expecting too much more than that.
Yeah, but one can dream.
Yeah. I mean, technically, like we also talked about this off screen too, but Sonic Force's classic Sonic level design is very Sonic 2. It's just that that game is like every booster is just an automated spline.
90% automation.
Yeah. It's like you can't
hold right to win.
You can't run through a loop in that game without there being a dash pad in front of it. But this game...
And you know what? That's the first test we got to do when this game comes out. Hold right to win. Will it work?
You know what? It might on this first level, at least. Which, to be fair, I think you might be able to do that in Sonic 2 for Emerald Hill Act 1. Maybe. I'm not sure. I've never tried.
Run it and find out.
Alright, I got it on my phone. You keep talking for a second. I'm gonna...
I ain't got shit to say. Though, it looks like, this is me watching these trailers way too much, but it looks like we're gonna have a few set pieces for that giant whale robot. Cause, in that trailer, he is coming from the right side of the screen and breaking shit. But in one of these screenshots, he's on the left side of the screen.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That might lend to... This might, you know what? It might be a runner boss. Like Sonic Advance 2.
I don't know, because at least in that first one, he just impacted things in the background. Unless maybe the blocks will fly at you and fall off the screen towards you. That's a pretty platformer level design thing to do.
Yeah. I just say that because it seems like a very long stretch of road for just a set piece like that, but I could be wrong.
They've done it before. Emerald Coast.
You're right. You cannot just hold right in Emerald Hill. There's a shield monitor. You have to jump on it or roll through it.
Is there any level you can just hold right to win? Like fully? So I know there's a level in Sonic 4 where if you use the Sonic Tail 69 spin, it'll play like half the level for you.
Yeah, but that's still not the whole level. I don't think there's a single level in the series that you can just hold right to win, and you'll just win the level.
We'll find it if there is. And hey, look at that. We're about to get a convenient way to play all the 8-bit games real soon. Yay.
Oh, yeah. I know for a fact none of those are hold right to win.
As of this point, I think we're running out of things to say. I don't know if we'll have more update videos on this. I am looking forward to recording this, since apparently that's been decided for a while.
Yep.
And all I can say is be kind to me. I'm not going to play it well.
You know what? We were talking about, we were like, if this is Sonic 5, we have to do Sonic 4 or I was saying that at least. So I got that game recorded. But, like, this is technically, like, the game after Sonic Mania, so shouldn't we record Sonic Mania?
Guess I'll get started on that. Fuck it. Why don't we just do both?
Yeah, why not?
More Sonic content. That'll be topical. YouTube will like that.
Yeah, we'll get more views. Yes. But I guess to end this off, since we are I guess at the end of this, what's your out of 10? Like, what's your overall hype level for this, I guess?
I think I'm sitting at a good 7. Not as much for Frontiers. I'm a lot more cautious this time, just based on the early things I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying not to be fully let down, you know? What about you?
I got you there, yeah. I'm probably more like at an 8, because, like, I know that at the very, very minimum, I know for a fact that Sonic's gameplay will be good, because I can tell it's just the classic Sonic physics. And from what I've seen, it's not Force's style level design, because not every loop has a dash pad in front of it and everything like that. They
just learn to hide it better.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun looking gimmicks. There's a lot of fun set pieces.
Also, something I noticed, I don't want to I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm watching the trailer again, and I noticed during that squid sequence, you could, like, knock each other away, so it looks like there'll be some multiplayer and race mechanics, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, we haven't actually talked about the multiplayer that much, but...
Oh yeah, that's a big element.
Yeah, just to finish my thought, at least, before we maybe go on a tangent about that. I would say around an 8. I think it looks fun. I think the level design is a worry. I don't think it'll hold a candle to something like Sonic Mania, for example, in the level design mentality, but I'm so happy that it's going to be a fully original game for the first time in 13 years. I'm so happy that Amy is playable without having to be DLC. I am so happy that, like, the characters, like, the animations are a lot more fluid and expressive than usual. I think the environments, like, they're pretty, they're clean, they're easy on the eyes. Yeah, it's just I'm excited to play it. I think, like, I can be pretty confident this is going to be at least good. But, you know, with the track record lately of their releases being very buggy, we'll have to wait and see about that. But yeah, around an 8.
Yeah, not even Mania was free from that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the multiplayer is a thing. You know what we could do? We could meet up and record the commentary playthrough as a co-op playthrough.
We don't have to meet up. I assume it's online.
No, I don't think it will be. It says 4-player local co-op on the website.
Motherfuckers. They just don't want to make servers. This is,
It doesn't even
like
have to
that.
be servers. It could just be freaking peer-to-peer. It's like peer-to-peer is just so easy. Like one person just directly connects to the person and that's it. I mean, I know that's not as secure, but like, come on, this is a Sonic game. But I mean, if it's really an issue us meeting up, then we could use Steam's remote play feature.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it would probably not be too good for me since you'd be the one recording it, so you'd be like the host. But I don't know. I feel like we could meet up for this. I think that would be fun, but I don't know. Maybe co-op will just not be fun and we'd rather just play it solo.
Dude, we're gonna end up getting to this before Sonic Frontiers.
Maybe? You might be right. No. I think we'll get to Frontiers in like a month and a half.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to do it sooner while I go and record Mania, I guess.
Yeah, that's going to be the issue, seeing if we can get to Mania before Superstars.
We're like gonna throw half our schedule out the window for this.
For this, yeah. Sonic takes
We're gonna
forever.
move through Sonic
what?
games too fast, and then we're gonna be Sonic'd out for a while.
We don't, you know what? I take it back. We don't need to do Mania or Sonic 4 anytime soon. You know what?
You recorded it, so we are.
I recorded it, but that doesn't mean we have to do it right away. You know?
Yeah, it does. We're going to be doing Halo 2 tomorrow. I hope you're ready for more of that. And then Halo 3.
Fuck that. All right.
I promise this will be more entertaining.
All right, and with that, I think we've come to the end of our Sonic Superstars discussion. It seems like we're both cautiously optimistic about this one. It looks pretty good. We just hope it turns out actually good.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, if you're watching the channel for the first time and you like Sonic content, go check out our Sonic Origins playthrough. There's a playlist on the channel. I guess I'll link it in the description. And we also do all sorts of other games like Halo, Half-Life, Drakengard, for the two people that know what that is, and Dark Souls, and other stuff like that. So give us a watch and maybe hit the subscribe button if you want.
If you're watching this a year or more later, leave us a dislike for and a negative comment for everything we got wrong.
Yeah, at the launch of the game, you have to come back to this video and
Exactly.
tell us everything that we got wrong.
You know what we'll do? We're going to do a commentary of this.
Yeah, we'll commentate over our podcast commentary impressions of Sonic Superstars.